Hey there, YouTube. It's Phantasma Knight, and it's about time for another writing stream. Been over a month and a half since the last one. Although the last one and the one before that were about 2 months apart, so this is kind of on brand for me. Also, hi Reddit. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm just gonna be writing, except I haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna be doing. Something fantasy, something actiony, or at least I'm gonna try to. Anyway, before I start the music, let's scroll through real fast, see what I've written so far in the past. I want to say 4 episodes. Wrote a couple of short pieces in the first few. Actually, I'm scrolling through fast enough that, and this was something I wrote in between streams and just put it up there. But I'm scrolling through fast enough, I'm not sure if you could even pause it and see it properly. And the more writing streams I do, the longer this is going to get. I hope I'm zoomed in properly. Size 14 font, I think I'm zoomed in 125%. And this is Ghost Blog, the one I spent the whole last episode writing. Anyway, we're gonna spend about an hour and a half maybe. If it's an hour and a half, I'm definitely gonna have to put on more than just these 2 tracks that I have ready. First up, Honkai Impact Third's vocal collection. Or rather, I'm hoping this is most of the vocal songs. I keep dropping out of Honkai, but I mean, they have great presentation. Mihoyo, you know? Anyway. Oh, and let me actually make sure the audio is coming through my headset. There we go. Alright, let's see. I have no idea how to even start this. Whoa, the font looks too big to me. I feel like it's been a long time since I actually tried writing stories. This should be lowercase, right? Should I zoom out? 110%? It looks too big. I know I'm trying to make it visible for everyone, but it looks too big to me. Yeah, I should compare the fonts later. Let's see. I think the last stream I was pretty much like slowly reading out every word I was typing, but I can't seem to do that today. You got this? The guy next to me asked. Just watch. We were motley lawn, our mud-caked armor and chipped weapons. You would never guess that. You would never guess that we were the. I would say relief force. If you ever hear the phrase "Here comes the cavalry," well, I used to think cavalry meant like the heroes, the rescuers, but no, it just refers to people on horseback. Well, cavalry is a little different from mounted foot soldiers, but let's not get into that. Let's just go with reinforcements. You never guess that we were the reinforcements. And not just part of the poor bastards down there in the trenches. Or, well, let's not go with trenches. Especially not in a fantasy setting. They could have trenches. I'm not gonna go with trenches. Down there on the field. So I'm reconciling something in my head right now. Just trying to come up with a rule set for a simple rule set for tabletop RPG stuff. I didn't want to make the mages overly broken, but at the same time I felt they were a tad weak. Then again, in typical tabletop RPG, single sword swing isn't going to kill anyone except like basic untrained peasants. And in some settings, even that won't be enough. still, we weren't leaving. Well, when your foes found. I was thinking about some words like, I don't know, stick or something like that, but let's just go with it. Let's call it what it is. Drew my wand from out and gave it a little swish. Let's add an extra line here. Describe the guy next to him. But I haven't really thought of what his role is. Let's call him Platoon Sergeant. Platoon Sergeant looked like a right little clay golem. With how much muck covered his armor, but I'm trying to figure out if he should have some kind of indicator for being I was gonna say an officer, some kind of leader. A sergeant is definitely not an officer. Now let's just say gear. And give it a little swish. See? Okay. Give me that. Quit playing around, since when did mages have to do all those fancy little finger twitches like in the theater? Pillar of Flame. Right, I should treat this as a story and then try to figure out to make the game rules fit to it afterwards. I shouldn't be thinking too hard about this. I just gotta write. Let's see. We picked up our pace, and as we got closer. I don't want to say drew because I just used drew for drawing his wand. Picked up our pace, and as we got closer, I drew my wand from my butt, gave it a little swish. Erupted makes sense for a pillar flame, but I'm gonna outright say exploded. Well, actually, okay, hang on. Let's add another line here. Some of the enemy soldiers and their I was thinking of a certain detail about the armor, but no, let's ignore that for now. Let's see. This isn't running smoothly as I'd like. Too bad. Let's keep going. Some of the enemy soldiers circled? No, they wouldn't be circling around. Spun around to engage us. I was gonna say that show how badly their side was doing, but honestly, if enemies are approaching you from the back, you'd probably turn around regardless. Give me a look as I continue flicking my wand. Pillar flame exploded and sent bodies scattering. Huh, which song is this? Befall. Okay. Pillar flame exploded and sent bodies scattering. A certain crispy scent filled the air. Along with law. No, I spelled that right. Along with several simultaneous cries of shock and pain. Not a single fatality. Oh well, I softened them up at least. My allies surged around me into the enemy forces. The scattered enemy forces. We were one measly platoon, but we were going to make our lives count. It's all that damned armor. Oh, that's how I'm shouting. He should be in the fight. Shouted as he drove a blade. Through a, let's see. Through an armored brute's armpit. Yep, that's a vulnerable part. Can't completely protect the joints. It's partially why, like, I like fantasy armor, I like sci-fi armor, but historical armor has got some weird little segments I'm not too fond of. Like, I've seen a design where they have like two little circular plates like in front of the armpits. It looks ridiculous, but I think it's supposed to prevent people from getting into the armpits. Can you hit them with something a little sharper? Or couldn't you have hit them, I guess? No, that's fine, especially if they're yelling in the middle of a fight. Mutter to myself, make it big or make it sharp. Hard to make it both. But it wasn't like I was stuck using the same spell all day. Flick my wand again. Not quite sure what I'm blinking out. I'm thinking about describing the wand or describing the character, but eh. See, I flick my wand again, and a burning javelin shot forth. Disappearing just as suddenly, but like well, I know this is still page 1. I haven't gotten the title for this. I'm not, I don't seem to have built up a good steady rhythm today. It's already been a good 20 minutes. Actually, no, I've been recording for less than that. Still, welcome, Midoro. Trying to write something actiony, something fantasy, didn't really think it out too well. I keep thinking about putting this in tabletop RPG terms and trying to figure out the rules for it, but that's not something I should worry about right now. Okay, let's see. What was it like I was stuck using the same spell all day? An enemy knight came sauntering up, pushing inside the man he just beheaded to begin charging at me. Took my wand again and burned javelin shot forth, disappearing just as suddenly, but leaving a smoking hole in the knight's chest. Let's see. I mean, this guy's supposed to be a mage, but I guess casting sword is a viable spell, especially if you have a lot of strength. Yeah, I've definitely seen swords like that, the heaps of iron. It's hard to make it sharp when you're just trying to make it durable enough to withstand superhuman swings. Let's see. Let's see. I continue firing off spells. aiming for the heavy armor so that my allies could stab the rest. Occasionally, I let loose. I let louse. Let loose another pillar of flame to scatter formations or catch. No, that's fine. Let's see. A word for like formations are starting up. Scatter, gathered formations. Good enough. Let's see. With my free hand. I'm trying to figure out how to describe this. He's definitely using some kind of defensive ability. With my free hand, I trace the lines. Magic's a boring word. Let's say runic. I trace lines of my conjured shield, making sure it was still intact as it leapt to intercept. It's left to intersect arrows meant for my. It's left to intercept arrows meant for my life. I knew it wouldn't hold long, but still. Let's see. Still caught me off guard, obviously, but is there another way I could phrase this? It still caught me by surprise. I'm gonna particularly so small when the world's so bright. Every step forward echoes a sigh. I reach out for the halo far up high. Deeply engraved my memories. Still caught me by surprise when I'm particularly shiny now. And there shouldn't be shiny stuff, everyone's caked in mud. Screw it, let's go with that. Still caught me by surprise when a particularly shiny bolt shattered the shield. Fortunately for me, I had a bodyguard assigned. When I insisted. No. No, let's just keep going as I thought. Fortunately for me, I had a bodyguard assigned to me. One I insisted I didn't need. This wasn't because I thought I was invincible, however. On the battlefield, death can come at any moment. Maybe let's make this a new sentence because I want to use a semicolon there as well. Battlefield, death could come at any moment. Or I could just use a period. There wasn't much point trying to keep one man alive when that was when said man could drop like a moment's notice. I don't know, could drop without so much as a moment's notice. Really much point trying to keep one man alive when said man could drop without so much as a moment's notice. Especially when the signed bodyguard was once one of the kingdom's finest warriors. I'm trying to figure out how to describe a voice. Don't die, mage, said a gruff but unmistakably feminine voice. Your magic. I feel like I could read this out better, but I mean, I'm not reading it, I'm trying to write it. Your magic belongs to the kingdom. Dying without permission is akin to stealing. It's akin to stealing from the royal armory. I snorted. Despite coming ever so close to Death's. Death uses a scythe, and I don't know if there is a real distinction between sickle and scythe. I just think of sickle as the smaller one. Let's not use sickle then. It might throw someone off. Actually, I noticed my writing does throw some people off. I'm not sure if it's because they're not used to writing this kind of fantasy, or I don't know. Good enough. Let's keep going. Oh, I mean a crossbow bolt. Right. Gotta get back to that detail. Let's see. Set a gruff and mistakenly. Let's see. Hmm. Where did I put in this detail? I like the song. There's a couple different versions of the song, but I mean, MiHoYo reused a lot of the characters for this game. Actually, there might be like like alternate timelines or connected timelines. I don't know. Whatever. Let's get back to my own story. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't feel right putting the detail here. Let's just put here. I was gonna call it Templar, but whatever. Well, most of the word use centimeters. Let's go with centimeters. Make it sound like it was even a closer call. Staring at God. Is that not a word? I thought it was. It was. Well. Shooter gawked. Shrug. Clearly surprised. Clearly surprised there wasn't. How do I phrase this? Clear surprise. I didn't have a new hole in the side of my head. Face. No, head. I'm not even sure that's where I was going for anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, let's see. This sounds like an ending song. I forgot whose theme this is, if anyone's. Let's see. I said before, I'll say it again. I don't play this game. I gave up on this game at least twice. I want to like it. Anyway. There's a Nintendo. Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about it because the streamer I was watching. Well, actually, I didn't watch that streamer today. But anyway, one of the streamers had a stream scheduled for a watch along with Nintendo Direct. But I haven't bought any games other than on PC for the longest time. Uh, anyway, let's see. No, I felt something there for a moment. Spark of magic. That crossbowman was using the most basic using the crudest, most basic form of enchantment on its weapon. Maybe he didn't even know he was doing it. Snatching up pupils on the battlefield wasn't the strangest thing a mage had ever been caught doing, but it was a moot point. But it was a moot point day to day. The warrior had pulled a I want to say javelin, but I already used the word javelin once. Had pulled warrior had pulled a hatchet. Well, a hatchet isn't actually an actual weapon, is it? I mean, yes, it is a weapon, but like a hatchet. Let's see, am I even spelling it right? Single-handed throwing, a striking tool. But is it a throwing weapon? Yeah, so this sounds like it's a tool and not specifically a weapon. They're not the same thing. A hatchet has a hammerhead on the back. Okay. I pulled a small axe from her belt and lobbed it with incredible force and accuracy. Are you telling me axe is spelled without an E? Yeah, I don't like that spelling, so screw you. I pulled a small axe from her belt and lobbed it with incredible force and accuracy. The would-be mage was no more. You know, there was one time I was playing Hunt with Medoro, and I have no idea why, but I was low on health, there were two guys coming at me. I ducked around the corner, and for some reason I pulled out my throwing axes. I don't even know if I got one of them. I mean, I didn't kill them, obviously, but I don't know if I actually did damage to them. And then Medoro went down afterwards. It was sad. Or maybe it was Dundan. I won't say it was Medoro with me that time, though. I was gonna say prepping, but prepping's pretty informal. I mean, it's fine, but it's hard for me to find a good balance between being formal and informal, especially when I'm writing first person. Another wide area spell. The warrior grabbed me by the shoulder, pulled me aside. Wait, I didn't actually describe what that magic was doing. Let's see. But the firing arc of the bolt is just a little unnatural. Most wouldn't be able to dodge. Wouldn't be able to dodge such a thing, even if they saw it coming. Alright, let's see. Most skilled warriors would be able to dodge the thing, even if they saw it coming. But then this sentence here, adding extra detail, breaks up this part and it makes this a little more awkward. I wanted him in my employ, and snatching up pupils and backpack was a strange thing. But it was a moot point today. Okay, there we go. Hey Jack, just reading a little fantasy. I got like not even 2 pages yet. And shoot, we're already 40 minutes in. Good grief. I'm gonna run out of songs at this point. Yeah, holy crap, this video's almost over. Yeah, I don't have enough to keep going with this. I'm gonna have to find more songs. Just kind of generic fantasy. I was working on like a simple tabletop system, and I was trying to work out the kinks in the magic system. But I mean, I'm not really going into heavy detail about the magic system. It's just mage on the battlefield. I guess it would be more in the high fantasy. Well, it depends on how you view high fantasy. Currently, this guy's like the only mage on the battlefield, so well, at least in this particular part of the battlefield. Anyway, let's see. Several more arrows whistle past. Maybe this is more low fantasy? I guess I haven't really thought about it closely. I mean, Aragon has freaking dragons. Not a whole lot, but he's got dragons running around, and by speaking a word, he could do stuff with fire. Lord of the Rings, I want to say most of the time is fairly low fantasy. You have a few wizards running around, but even then, they don't like launch fireballs everywhere. Yeah, so I guess this is somewhere in between, but I guess it would lean more towards low fantasy. At least this piece. Heck, you know, magic's even uncommon in like Shadowrun. Like it's everywhere, but a mage is actually pretty rare. Anyway, we're done with that. Ooh, lots of yeah, lots of lots of Hololive stuff there. Don't worry about it. There might be more to this distinction, but for a simple definition, it's good enough. Let's see. And I haven't made any progress on this part at all. Let's see. The warrior grab the shore. Not we. You need to move. Coming closer. No. I don't know if hiss is the right word. They're on the battlefield. It's loud. Less of a hiss and more like a loud growl. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Not everyone knows a mage, but you see a mage throwing fireballs. It's kind of like someone running through the streets with it, like an assault rifle. Uncommon, but not completely out of the realm of possibility. No, I'm just gonna say hissed. That's fine. Can't believe I'm saying this, but you're doing too well. Painting too big a target on your back. Ah, yes, 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 yes. There's that. I mean, throwing knives are cool, especially you have superhuman strength. Okay, let's see. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Question was whether I'd make more of a difference retreating or staying on the field. Either could get me killed very easily. The sheer number of arrows coming my way made me inclined to agree with the sergeant and the warrior. Then I felt something else. But then I felt something. A harsh, prickling sensation I didn't recognize. A harsh, prickling sensation. A powerful spell. Now, with the way... Yeah, you know, I was thinking about the handgun, but that was also the biggest handgun in the game. And the loudest from the description. Okay, let's see. Also, I believe you got basically the equivalent of a crit on the helicopter. Let's see. No, with the way it seemed to choke out the very air. It was more on the scale. It was more on the scale of ritual magic. What in the name of... Insert generic fancy swear here. Somebody muttered, looking past my shoulder. Not really swearing, just, you know, generic, like, you know, one the blazes, one the name of... By the gods, you know, all that stuff. Now I don't feel like naming gods. Heck, I'm not even naming my characters. I glanced behind and saw soldiers sort of teetering? I guess that's a word. Nah, I'm not gonna bother with that. I've never been good at that kind of stuff, especially not for like a little quick ride like this. Sword teetering in place. Weapons held loosely. And then dropping. No, and then collapsing. I saw soldiers on both sides sort of teetering in place. Well, I'm gonna say that the Messiah does not exist here, or at least he might exist by a different name. Regardless, I'm not coming up with names. Sure. Sure, but I'm not gonna bother this time. So this is more like someone trailing off. I mean, he is trailing off. That works enough for what I'm going for, I think. Sucked in air and shouted. If you want to live, run. Turned quite a few heads. And it wasn't even with a spell. No time for that. I immediately sprinted. I immediately sprinted away from the... Wait, is that? That's how you spell bizarre. From the bizarre phenomenon. Phenomenon. There we go. One idiot raised himself and took a swing at my throat as I passed. I ducked and kept running. There was no time to fight back. Luckily, the sergeant and warrior had enough sense that they came after me, and our allies soon follow suit. Our allies and enemies soon follow suit. Naruto running is a little different. Aha. You know, due to what you just said, I might have to pull my head out of the gutter whenever I hear moist earth from now on. Don't do that. By the moist earth. Ooh, feels eerie running from silence. Running from silence towards the, the sounds of clashing swords. And I'm trying to think of a word for armor being split apart. Not creaking, but I'm gonna. Well, I mean, close. Well, let's use blades. Lots of people were using spears. Typical foot soldier would be using spears. I mean, it should be weapons, whatever. Towards the sounds of clashing blades. And armor twisting up. And I mean, that kind of. The imagery works, but it kind of throws someone off reading it, or at least in my opinion it does. Let's see. And armor being rent. As in rending, but it sounds like people are paying for armor. Being twisted apart. Clashing blades, armor being twisted apart. Being twisted apart through sheer violence. I mean, I used the word sheer earlier, that's fine. That's a word I use a lot. You keep writing, you're gonna end up using the same words anyway. It's only been a few pages. Let's see. If fellow war mage looked at me quizzically across a sea of meadow and flesh, he actually wore heavy armor, but it seemed like he had the physique. Physique? Well, I mean, physique kind of implies your body shape. Implies, which... Oh, this is going muscles. Metal Gear, yes. Is this the dog song? No, this should be Sam's song. Jetstream Sam? I think. Could be wrong. Wow, we're almost running songs here too. Yeah, well, Metal Gear Rising is a spin-off, and it's pretty memey. I mean, even the original Metal Gear is pretty memey, but, well, Metal Gear Solid. I don't know if the original Metal Gear is that memey. Songs make the boss fights hype, though. It's cutting threads, I roared. Threads. Technically, I should be putting that question mark inside, but I don't want to. I have some minor issues with standard writing conventions. Not that I'm particularly consistent with it. Sergeant, a warrior. Echoed. Oh, that's right. They didn't have a I want to call it an apprenticeship, but apprenticeship kind of implies that you're still an apprentice. Didn't have an education. I want to say degree, actually. Should I? Should I? Yeah. Degree synonym. Certificate? Qualification. Apprenticeship. Initiation might work. The wording might be a bit awkward, but I'm going to say full study. That's right, they didn't have a full study in field of general magic. That's right, they didn't have a full study in magic. Or they didn't have a full study in magic, or I can't think. Blah. That's right, they didn't have. I can't think of the right words. This is bothering me. Oh, that's right. They didn't have a full study in magic and knew little about general metaphysical theories. General metaphysical. Still, the war mage understood. His eyes widened to globes, and he began running faster than I would have expected. From a wizard and heavier armor than your average knight. That's a good question, Reddit. I haven't really been worrying about it because, well, I'm not making money off this, but I don't know. I don't know. Although I want to say that the most copyright stuff I've been hit with would be Undertale, and I don't know if I can really say I've been hit with it. It's kind of implied that they'll like play ads on my video or something like that. I don't know if they actually do. But I mean, it's really rare. Anyway, let's see. The quiet from behind was beginning to feel deafening. It felt a little too close. And I know there were people behind us. Ah, great. I'm out of music. Well, I have some random Arknight songs. Sure, let's go with this one. Let me just show the uploader's name. Well, I mean, it's actually Dark Knight's official. Anyway, let's see. And I knew there were people behind it. Yeah, I mean, I've been writing past tense. Wait, hold on. I gotta turn down the volume. There we go. Let's see. Threads of fate and all that. At least drops an implication about what's going on. Is this too quiet? Might be a tad quiet. No, it's about the same volume. Or, well, volume control wise, anyway. That was a bad idea. Don't look at it. Don't even think about it. Don't look at it. Don't even think about it. Think of riches and happy places. Or even dying puppies if you must. Just don't think about what's behind us. Certainly don't think about what's not behind us. Cool. Congrats to her. I've never beaten Dark Souls. Just kind of end up trailing off. I do think it's a fascinating game, though. I said that all in one breath. And somehow still had the strength to keep running. Maybe I said too much. But it didn't matter as long as I kept those around me running. Yes, I really should. Yes, I really should stop thinking about the soulless void behind us. And about how everyone there is technically still alive. Damn wizards, always causing problems. Always causing problems in the worst way possible. Yeah, even though I don't have a good finish, I should finish this up soon. I'm running out of songs. Sure, let's go with this one. She just parried the final boss 3 times, that was it? Although I think the final bosses of a lot of the Soul games tend to be weaker than you would expect. Well, Demon Souls for sure. I want to say it kind of applies to Dark Souls. Not quite sure. Definitely doesn't apply to Sekiro though. I don't think for Bloodborne either, and I should beat that one. Anyway, why am I looking at the screen? It should be on the screen. didn't have the faintest idea how long we had been running when I finally stumbled, rolled, and landed on my back. I tried to get up, but my legs were shaking too terribly to obey. And one of my boots had entirely torn open. I needed to get up. There was no time. I needed to throw out a quick spell to either sew up my boot or strip it red or strip it free. There was no time. Or maybe there was. I weakly craned my neck to look at the sergeant and the warrior who had also stopped. They were breathing hard, but it was nothing next to the harsh horse gas coming from my own throat. I twisted my neck around, feeling it cramp up, but not particularly caring. At this moment in time. The landscape was a painting. Landscape was a majestic tapestry and just as still. Okay, really gotta finish this up. Right, actually I put this one up before during one of my just talking streams, which I only did like one or two of ever. Let's see. The landscape was a majestic tapestry and just as still. Look around you, everything's black and white. Yes, I could do that, but I mean, it just seems like a cheap cop-out. I mean, this is kind of cheap cop-out too, but that one's worse, I think. I could make it even worse by saying, and then they woke up and it was all just a dream. Clouds were motionless. The sunlight didn't glitter. And the trees, the grass, and the trails of soldiers were all slumped down. It was as if everything and everyone was simply tired. Well, I say everything and everyone, so it should be were, even though it's usually everyone was. It was as if everything and everyone were simply tired. Too tired to even close their eyes. Yeah, no. We're not doing that. Maybe this is a decent ending. I don't know. I don't know if I should add anything to this. I didn't describe my character's appearance at all. You don't see a whole lot of personality. No idea what he's wearing. All that you know about him is that he has a wand. And he's capable of running. And that he has boots, or had boots. Alright, and maybe I'll just leave it right here. Or let's add a little bit more. Hopefully it actually adds to it instead of making it worse. If it makes it cheesier, fine, as long as it makes it better. Let's see. Too tired to move. Too tired to close their eyes. Too tired to move. Too tired to even close their eyes. Too tired to live. That's fine. Okay, let's come up with a random title and then we'll just read this from the start and call it quits. Let's see, what did I use for this? No, not that. I should just click on it. Let's see, heading 1. Okay, that's fine. Let's scroll to the bottom. Or not all the way to the bottom. Heading 1. And then, let's see. Hmm. This is like, this isn't even a, this is like a half of a scene almost. Like, it's the start of a scene, then it goes into a random chase where there was really nothing chasing them. And then that's it. I don't even know I could come out with a title for this. Well, let's not think too hard. Running from the void. And somehow that's a longer title than the ones I've come up with so far. Okay, let's read this out one last time. Running from the void. You got this? The guy next to me asked. Just watch. We were a motley lot in our mud-caked armor and chipped weapons. You never guessed that we were the reinforcements and not just part of the poor bastards down there in the field. The platoon sergeant beside me looked like a right little clay golem with how much muck covered his gear. Still, we weren't leaving while there were foes about. We picked up our pace, and as we got closer, I drew my wand from my belt and gave a little swish. Some of the enemy soldiers spun round to engage us. The sergeant gave me a look as I continued flicking my wand. Quit playing around! Since when did mages have to do all those little fancy little finger twitches like in the theater? A pillar of flame exploded and sent bodies scattering. A certain crispy scent filled the air, along with several simultaneous cries of shock and pain. Not a single fatality. Oh well, I softened them up at least. My allies surged around me and into the scattered enemy forces. We were one measly platoon, but we were going to make our lives count. It's all that damned armor, the sergeant shouted as he drove a blade through an armor brute's armpit. Couldn't you hit them with something a little sharper? I muttered to myself. Make it big or make it sharp. Hard to make it both. Well, it wasn't like I was stuck using the same spell all day. An enemy knight came sauntering, pushing aside the man he just beheaded to begin charging at me. I flicked my wand again, and a burning javelin shot forth, disappearing just as suddenly, but leaving a smoking hole in the knight's chest. I continued firing off spells, aiming for the heavy armor so that my allies could stab the rest. Occasionally, I let loose another pillar of flame to scatter gathering formations. With my free hand, I traced the lines of my conjured shield, making sure it was still intact as it leapt to intercept arrows meant for my life. I knew it wouldn't hold long, but it still caught me by surprise when a particularly shiny bolt shattered the shield. Fortunately for me, I had a bodyguard assigned to me, one I insisted I didn't need. That wasn't because I thought I was invincible, however. On the battlefield, death could come at any moment. There wasn't much point trying to keep one man alive when said man could drop without so much as a moment's notice, especially when the assigned bodyguard was one of the kingdom's finest warriors. "Don't die, mage," said a gruff but unmistakably feminine voice. "Your magic belongs to the kingdom. Dying without permission is akin to stealing from the royal armory." I snorted, despite coming ever so close to death's razor edge. The crossbow bolt was embedded in the warrior's shield, barely centimeters from my face. The shooter gawked, clear surprise I didn't have a new hole in the side of my head. You know, I felt something there for a moment. A spark of magic. That crossbowman was using the crudest, most basic form of enchantment on his weapon. Maybe he didn't even know he was doing it, but the firing arc of the bolt was just a little unnatural. Most skilled warriors wouldn't be able to dodge such a thing even if they saw it coming. I wanted him in my employ, and snatching at pupils on the battlefield wasn't the strangest thing a mage had ever been caught doing. But, it was a moot point today. The warrior had pulled a small axe from her belt and lobbed it with incredible force and accuracy. The would-be mage was no more. I was preparing another wide area spell. Hmm. I started to prepare, maybe? To fit the rest of the sentence. I started to prepare another wide area spell, but the warrior grabbed me by the shoulder and pulled me aside as several more arrows whistled past. "You need to move," the sergeant hissed, coming closer. "Can't believe I'm saying this, but you're doing too well, painting too big a target on your back." It's bound to happen sooner or later. The question was whether I'd make more of a difference retreating or staying on the field. Either could get me killed very easily. The sheer number of arrows coming my way made me inclined to agree with the sergeant and the warrior, but then I felt something. A harsh, prickling sensation. A powerful spell I didn't recognize. No, with the way it seemed to choke out the very air, it was more on the scale of ritual magic. "What in the name of—" the sergeant suddenly muttered, looking past my shoulder. I glanced behind and saw soldiers on both sides sort of teetering in place, weapons held loosely, and then collapsing. I sucked in air and shouted, "If you want to live, run!" I turned quite a few heads, and it wasn't even with a spell. No time for that. I immediately sprinted away from the bizarre phenomenon. One idiot braced himself and took a swing at. Mm, I using the word throw twice in chapter isn't bad, but took a swing at my neck as I passed. I ducked and kept running. There was no time to fight back. Luckily, the sergeant and the warrior had enough sense that they came after me, and our allies and enemies soon followed suit. It was eerie, running from silence towards the sound of clashing blades and armor being twisted apart through sheer violence. A fellow war mage looked at me quizzically across a sea of metal and flesh. He actually wore heavy armor, but it seemed like he had the muscles for it. "It's cutting threads!" I roared. "Threads?" the sergeant and warrior echoed. "Oh, that's right. They didn't have a full study in magic and knew little about metaphysical theories, threads of fate, and all that." Still, the war mage understood. His eyes widened to globes, and he began running faster than I would have expected from a wizard in heavier armor than your average knight. The quiet from behind was beginning to feel deafening. It felt a little too close, and I knew that there were people behind us. The sergeant was turning to look, but that was a bad idea. Don't look at it. Don't even think about it. Think of riches and happy places, or even dying puppies if you must. Just don't think about what's behind us, and certainly don't think about what's not behind us. I said that all in one breath, and somehow still had the strength to keep running. Maybe I said too much, but it didn't matter as long as I kept those around me running. Yes, I really should stop thinking about the soulless void behind us and how everyone there is technically still alive. Damn wizards, always causing problems in the worst way possible. I didn't have the faintest idea how long we had been running when I finally stumbled, rolled, and landed on my back. I tried to get up, but my legs were shaking too terribly to obey, and one of my boots had entirely torn open. I needed to get up. There was no time. I needed to throw out a quick spell to either sew up my boot or strip it free. There was no time. Or maybe there was. I weakly craned my neck to look at the sergeant and the warrior, who had also stopped. They were breathing hard, but it was nothing compared to the harsh, hoarse gasps coming from my own throat. I twisted my neck around, feeling like cramp up, but not particularly caring at this moment in time. The landscape was a majestic tapestry, and just as still. The clouds were motionless, the sunlight didn't glitter, and the trees, the grass, and the trails of soldiers were all slumped down. It was as if everything and everyone were simply tired, too tired to move, too tired to even close their eyes, too tired to live. Uh, this is a minor detail, but let's add that. The endless trails of soldiers. The trees, the grass, and the endless trails of soldiers. Or in the endless trail of soldiers. Trees, grass, and the endless trail of soldiers were all slumped. Yeah, I think that's good. I think this is a good one. Or, well, decent at least. Ran on almost half an hour, or almost an hour and a half. Well, thanks for joining me. Hope you had some fun. I will make sure to add those other songs to the description. And yeah, until next time, stay safe and I'll see you around. Goodbye.